Hey guys, what's up? WarPigmtg here, and welcome to match 2 of my Legacy League playing Manaless Dredge. This is a really terrible hand, because we don't have any dredgers. It's really rare that this happens. I'm not sure. We can either try to draw a dredger off of our draw step, or we can cycle into one using Urza's Bauble, but if those next two cards aren't dredgers, we're really screwed. I'm not sure. I think we need a mulligan, even though it's really bad for us. Okay. We'll keep this. Okay, so we've already hindered ourselves by one entire turn, but hopefully it's not going to make a big difference. So I think we're playing in Slivers, because that's what he just named with this card. That's fine. Seems like a pretty fair deck. So already we have a good matchup, I think. So it's fine that we're hindered by an entire turn because we have Street Wraith, so we could dredge twice. Basically in one turn. Because of our natural draw step and Street Wraith, so we won't be too far behind off of that. Opponent is playing Cavern of Souls. Looks like he's playing a Sliver deck. Meanwhile, on our turn, we're definitely going to discard Golgari Grave Troll and start dredging. And then we just drew another Street Wraith, which is huge for us. So we just discarded Golgari Grave Troll, and then we can cycle twice with Street Wraith. Meanwhile, our opponent is just thinking. During his end step or his second main phase, we are going to cycle the Street Wraiths and start dredging. Okay, another cheap Sliver. That's pretty good. So we're going to cycle Street Wraith. We didn't hit another Dredger, which is really bad. But we did get 2 Narcomoebos, so at least that's something. These could just enter in any order. So we will activate Icarid's ability, and we will definitely exile Street Wraith here. So we just drew Narcomoeba, that's fine, it doesn't really matter. Let's move into our attack step. Oh, alright. Just skipped our attack step. Not a big deal, it doesn't really matter. So this will end up getting sacked. So that's fine, and we'll get a creature from the bridge from below. And I will definitely discard Golgari Grave Troll. He's gonna play another Crystalline Sliver. Just tons of slivers. Seems pretty good. So we will hit us for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's block some creatures. We're gonna get some zombies from the bridge from below us, which is fine. Power cycle. So we did get Phantasmagorian in there, which is good for us. Let's activate Phantasmagorian's ability. And then in response to that, we'll activate Phantasmagorian's ability again. Okay. Icrid returns. And then we'll dredge this. And then we can just cast, with 4 health we can cast Dread Return. Actually we can cast, Cabal Therapy. And see what he has in his hand and then make sure everything's clear. I don't think he actually runs any disruption. It seems like it's just slivers. I don't know. I don't think there's really much you can do. Okay. So now we'll cast Dread Return, targeting Balustrade Spy, and we're going to combo off. So the whole deck is just surviving until we can combo. And you guys know the deal. It's just we bring back the Thassa's Oracle, and that's that. And then we just need the second Dread Return. And then we went off the trigger. So normally it's not advised to mulligan, but we kind of have to if we don't have any dredgers in our opening hand, because we literally can't do anything. I'll bring in Force of Vigor. I'm really not sure what Slivers is. The deck seemed like it was just creatures, so I'm not sure what kind of artifact Graveyard Hate he has. I think I'll just submit this. Force of Vigor never really does us wrong. So I'll submit the deck like this. So this deck is one of the cheapest legacy decks there is. And I would say it definitely can take off games. Take wins off of a lot of the decks that are out there. So, let's see. Our opponent is deciding if he wants to play first or second. If you're ever against Manaless Dredge, you have to make sure that you go second, because it can't do anything on turn 1 without having to draw a card and discard. So, he chooses not to play first, which is pretty smart. This hand is actually really good, because we have Force of Vigor. We're definitely going to keep this, and we have a bunch of Mishra's Baubles, which let us dredge. So he's going to start mulliganing. He's looking for his Artifact Hate. Maybe for a Leyline or something like that. It's usually what they're mulliganing for. Not too much of an issue, though. So he's just deciding if he wants to stay on 5 cards or not. The reason we play the Mishra's Baubles is because we can play it on our turn, and the following turn we can dredge off the draw. And we can chain dredgers into more dredgers. If we're lucky, especially if we have a troll in the yard, like Golgari Grave Troll. Still waiting on our opponent. Not a big deal. We did win game 1. And as I said, our deck just does really well, as long as it's not against some sort of storm type deck or some sort of combo. Usually our deck prevails. There are some really fast straight up decks though. So he did have Leyline of the Void in his hand. That's really fine. Okay. The Leyline is fine, we could just blow it up with Force of Vigor. We'll exile Hogak. That's that. And now we're just going to wait until we get a bunch of cards in our hand. So with the Leyline gone, we just go back on our normal plan. Worst case scenario is maybe he has another Leyline or some sort of like Grafdigger's Cage stuff in his hand. But with just 2 1/1 Slivers, it's not really a huge clock. As I said before, his clock is a lot faster than ours, because he's going to die pretty quickly if we can start dredging. So we will take a little bit of a beating still. We're not up to 8 cards, so the resources of this deck really are the cards in your hand. As long as you can get a dredger in the yard, it's a big deal. So he's going to play more Slivers, but they're really weak and small. Not too big of a deal for us. We don't really care about it. A bunch of 1/1s. He just has an army of 1/1s. And now on our turn, we will play Golgari Grave. We will just discard Golgari Grave Troll. Stick to the plan. And basically, in 2 turns, he should be dead. And thankfully, he didn't draw any of his pump slivers, so we should be fine. He's just, again, hitting us for 5. He has a lot of creatures, but they're all 1/1s. Not a huge deal. Okay. Golgari Grave Troll. Go to make sure this stuff enters in any order. And then we're going to cast our Mishra's Baubles. And we'll crack both of them. So he has a Crystalline Sliver in his hand, and now all that's left to do is just activate Phantasmagorian's ability. Okay. And now we pass our turn. And hopefully he doesn't kill us next turn, but after that we just win, I'm pretty sure. I think we just have too many dredges for him to keep up now because of all these Mishra's Baubles activations. So we've got a Grave Troll. And then we'll dredge another troll. And we do get 1 Narcomoeba. So again, we got lucky. He doesn't have any pump slivers, so his creatures are still all 1/1s. Well, except the Crystalline Sliver that he just played. That's a 2/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he can deal 7 damage to us. But I'm pretty sure we just win next turn. I think we have all of our pieces. We have enough bridges that we can just create a lot of creatures off of Cabal Therapy. So we have plenty of creatures. Basically the recipe for this deck is you need 3 creatures, you need Dread Return in your graveyard, and you need Balustrade Spy. I'd say you just need those 3 things. So we'll happily take this. It's not a big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we have 9 health. Not a huge deal. And he has no cards in his hand. I mean, we'll just win off with 2 health. Not a big deal. You know, we make the Nether Shadow activate first, so we're not exiling creatures off the stack. But usually Street Wraith is a really good target to exile with the Icarids, because their Street Wraiths are dead cards in our graveyard. They have no effect in there. And now he's just going to concede. Alright, good game, guys. Another 2-0 for this dirty Manaless Dredge deck, beating Slivers. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.